Remember they was having this outbreak last year? They're saying it's coming back now.
5 children have died from the 100-day cough that's spreading across the UK. It's extreme.
Now, this was from last year, but I didn't know that they also refer to the whooping cough as the 100-day cough. That is crazy. Okay, and it seemed to affect kids a whole lot more. But here it is, we supposed to be in the richest and most advanced country in the world. This is spreading. Let me show you.
Department of Health report. Well, new tonight, the Arkansas Department of Health reports the state has hit a record number of reported whooping cough cases in its 15-year collection history. The department says there are more than 500 reported cases, with more than 50 of the state's 75 counties reporting at least one case. The majority of cases reported are among school-aged kids and teens, and the department also reported at least 50 people have been hospitalized, with more than 60% being babies under the age of 1.
Well, the measles outbreak in the upstate continues to grow. Tonight, South Carolina health officials reported 20 new cases since Friday. That brings this year's total to 179, and 165 of those cases were linked to people who were unvaccinated. All but 5 of the latest infections stem from exposures at a patient's home, school, or church. Right now, more than 285 people are in quarantine. Officials say vaccination remains the best defense, and to contact your health provider if you think you've been exposed.
Whooping cough cases continue to soar in the U.S. This year, the country has seen nearly 28,000 cases, marking the second year in a row the U.S. has topped 25,000 cases. It comes as health officials see a drop in vaccination levels. This year, more than a dozen people in the U.S. have died, most of them vaccination levels. This year, more than a dozen people in the U.S. have died, most of them children under a year old.
And yeah, this is from in the end of 2025. But remember, they was having that flu go around too, and it's still going around. And they're saying that somehow you got what's called the Arctic fence, that it has collapsed. Whereas though that super cold air from up north, they saying that it's starting to come down here. Let me show you before I play this. Yeah, they're saying something called unheard of polar vortex. 300 million Americans brace for unheard of polar vortex after Arctic fence fails. You see? So now they're saying the whole entire United States can be engulfed in a deep freeze as a distorted polar vortex prepared to unleash Arctic air from the northern plains to the Gulf Coast. So hey, it's going to get cold all the way down probably in Florida, Texas, like how it did before when they had that freezing weather. You see? So be safe out there. But during this time, you get less vitamin D because of the sun. And ultimately, it's just the Most High's plague in this place. Okay?
Cough, cough, cough. And then you find it difficult to... Have you had these overwhelming coughing fits where you cough, 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 and then you find it difficult to breathe? So you do this really loud gasp for breath, like in between coughing fits, or even you're coughing loads and loads and loads, and then you vomit. If so, then you could have whooping cough, also known as pertussis. This has been spreading around like crazy at the moment, and it is the young newborn babies that are at most risk of really severe consequences from it. It comes in 3 phases, and the first is very similar to viral infections. For example, with a cough, cold, runny nose, fever, muscle aches, tiredness, and things like that. But it can last for up to 3 weeks. And then you enter stage 2, which is where you develop these really intense coughing fits and coughing bouts, which might be followed by vomiting, or you have this really harsh inspiratory gasp, like because you're really struggling to breathe during that coughing episode. That can last for 3 to 4 months. And then stage 3 is the same as stage 2, but these episodes become less intense, less frequent, and less severe. It's also known as a 100-day cough. And if we catch it in the first 2 to 3 weeks, we can actually treat it quite easily with antibiotics. But if you go past that and you actually enter stage 2, then from that point, antibiotics aren't going to be any use. Send this to someone who has a cough. Have you had these overwhelming coughing?
So yeah, they're saying that these flus, this whooping cough, measles, all different type of things are starting to plague Mystery Babylon. So yeah, we're gonna go and get into this because I'm gonna show you what they're doing now. Ezekiel 14 verse 19, or if I send a pestilence into that land and pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast. And see, you got a lot of pestilences popping up, okay? A lot of people that took bastard sauce, all of a sudden they're having severe issues, okay? They're saying that allegedly 75% of people that they're reporting that are having cardiac arrest, that a lot of them allegedly took that sauce, okay? So yeah, we're gonna go and get into this. Barakatai Hawa, Barakatai Hawasha, Barakatai Hawa, Barakatai Hawasha, Barakatai Hawa, Barakatai Hawasha. Call her Lord Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Bashim, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Shalom and say teach the those that teach the likewise doctrine. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua. Shalom to the scattered Israelites across the four corners of the planet. May the Most High and the Son be with you during these trying times. Yeah, now check this out. And they're saying there's a new strain that's going around now. Okay? This is what they're saying. Now, every time I try to play this video is stopping. Okay? So maybe they don't want, and they're saying find similar. Now, I got 5G internet. Okay? But when they don't want certain things to go or played, they'll mess with it. And I guess that's why she got her total face covered. Okay? So you got these whooping coughs, these flus, these measles, okay? All different type of stuff just popping up. But listen to this, Jake. I'm gonna show you what was sent to me.
Give y'all the update on the flu that I had, that flu shit. What I had for 3.5 torturing weeks. I missed Christmas. You can still hear my voice. And missed New Year's. Missed work. Could get fired, I don't know. One thing I noticed about this affluenza, whatever it is, it hit everybody's body different. Don't expect everybody got the same symptom. It depends on your immune system, how strong it is, what it's gonna hit. It hits your weak spots in your body. If you got back, it's gonna hit your back. If you normally have sinus problems, it's gonna tear that up. If you have lung problems, and it's gonna go for that. It's not gonna hit the strong spots, it's gonna hit your weak spots. Because I felt every weak spot. And I used to be an athlete. And I don't get sick like that. And I used to be sick when I was young. You know, you can grow out of stuff. I don't take the flu shot because the flu shot is a bug they're injecting you. I don't want none of that. I'm not knocking nobody that do take it, to each his own. But when it knocked me down, I knew I used to have back problem. It took my back away. Sinus. I'm talking about, you could, a balloon, that's your head, and it's like 2 hands just pressing it. Headaches, not much of headaches. I already have headaches, so I didn't really get that. Fever, I don't assume that I didn't get fever, but I had got the hell of a chills and sweating like a motherfucker, like I was in the swimming pool when I wake up in the morning. Sore throat, it depends on people's bodies. Ain't high, I didn't get that. Being weak, oh yeah, you're finna be weak. But you gotta get up, you gotta get your ass up. The old saying, you got to eat the cold, you gotta eat. Gotta eat. Stuff your body. Because if you don't, it's feeding off your body. I ain't no doctor. I did.
And don't stuff your body, Jake. What you better do, okay, you better get you some oil of oregano, some thyme, put some thyme in your tea, or you can eat a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. They both got carvacol in it. And get you some, start looking at a fire cider, okay? Thieves oil, different stuff, okay? You gotta start taking this stuff. Get your vitamin C and your zinc up, okay? Don't overdo it on the zinc though, okay? You gotta start doing these things. You need more fluids, okay? Get you some vitamin D. A lot of jakes are low on vitamin D during the wintertime anyway, and I'm not no doctor, okay? Take your whole lemon, grind it all the way up, okay? and drink the whole lemon and chase it down with something else, because the acid is hard on your teeth, but it'll give you allegedly give you an immune boost. Okay. So yeah, man. Hey, don't stuff your face. Okay. You can eat you some soup and all that good stuff, but don't stuff your face. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna like it at the woods. Okay. Just gonna let him finish, and I'm gonna show you what was sent to me.
Learn from the old heads before they passed away. The shit that they use, it worked. If you listen to them, you gotta drink orange juice like a motherfucker. You gotta drink a lot of water. Avoid the meats for a little bit, but you still gotta eat, so you can avoid the meats if you gotta eat. Just, choose wisely, but stuff yourself with the medicine. Make sure you eat onions and garlic. An old head told me garlic keep the vampires away. And the subliminal is, I think the vampires is the damn bacterias. Because garlic and onions ain't no doggone joke. I'm still healing up from it. I'm better. I did go to work for a little bit. I'm still a little weak. But I tell anybody, better start eating, drinking juice, try to avoid sodas at that moment. Grapes, whatever. Eat the vegetables. You need a lot of vegetables.
And be careful with a lot of sugars too, because sugars actually stunt your immune system for several hours when you overdo it on sugar. That's why Jakes with diabetes, that's why you got to be careful with getting these infections and stuff. But let me show you what they was sent to me by my niece. See, they doing that bullshit again. Look at this.
If you just run your hand across it too, you guys see all that reflective? See all that? Just scraped the windshield of the car. This is what was just scraped from my windshield. You can see all the metallic in there. If you just run your hand across it too, you guys see all that reflective? See all that?
We have lab tests from all over the globe, aluminum in all of them. In addition to barium, strontium, manganese, polymer fibers. The last 100 plus tests contained graphene. The tests contained surfactants, which we know.
You see that? He said the last 100 tests contain graphene and all this stuff. You see? But you got people out here saying that this man can be saved. Okay? Look at all that stuff they spraying in the air. We're gonna run it again.
You just run your hand across it too. You guys see all that reflective? See all that? Just scraped the windshield of the car. This is what was just scraped from my windshield. You can see all the metallic in there. If you just run your hand across it too, you guys see all that reflective? See all that?
We have lab tests from all over the globe, aluminum in all of them. In addition to barium, strontium, manganese, polymer fibers. The last 100 plus tests contained graphene. The tests contained surfactants, which we know.
And don't let these kids eat this snow. You eat this snow, a damn foot may grow out your lung or something. Do not eat this snow. Don't let your kids eat this snow. Okay? I'm telling you. Don't do that. And I don't know if a lot of you jakes know that because of the fact that your melanin has trace copper in it, a lot of stuff allegedly binds to the copper in your body. All right? Now, autism is more prevalent in our kids now. All these different diseases. Remember, they used to put mercury in the teeth for fillings. They used to do all this crazy stuff, and now they just finding different ways to do it. They're just spraying it in the air now. Okay, it's all on the crops. It's in the food. This is why everybody, if you notice, everybody has a cough now. Everybody has allergies. No, that's because the devil being the devil. Okay? 2 Ezra 13, verse 37. This, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. Yeah, this is why we're telling you, these nations going to get judged. The Most High ain't saving these nations. They got to serve out their punishment. 2 Ezra 13, verse 38. And shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and their torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me. And we know ultimately these nations, they're going to be destroyed after they serve their 1,000 years. Yeah, the Most High going to have mercy on them, but Esau, Edom, no mercy for this man, according to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah and the scriptures. Okay? Who the hell be spraying all this stuff in the air like this? Why everybody getting headaches? Everybody sick. Everybody having blood pressure issues. Okay? Immune issues. You got men out here getting lupus now. That's not even a male disease. Okay? But if you have autoimmune issues, now all of a sudden men are getting lupus. Okay? I'm going to get one more scripture and leave it there. But yeah, they're spraying that stuff in the air again. Okay? Now, we know Jake got judged too, right? But we know during this time, this man's judgment, okay? During Jacob's trouble, the other nation, they're going to be in trouble too, but it's mainly Jacob's trouble. But we know Esau, Edom, he's not going to have, he's not going to be spared either. Okay, the Most High is not going to have mercy on him. So this is Ezekiel 5 verse 15. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, an instrument and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgments in thee, in anger and in fury, and in furious rebukes. Our Lord has spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which will be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you. And I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff of bread. Now, them spraying this stuff, people saying that it's hard for them to grow crops. Okay, now, I think, 30 or 40% of our food come from overseas. But remember, this man is putting tariffs on everybody, so nobody don't want to ship nothing here. Because they can't sell it, because people can't afford it because of the tariffs. Ezekiel 5 verse 17, so I will send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it. You see? And you're having all that coming here now. Revelation 11 verse 18, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath has come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou should give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name. Small and great, and should destroy them which destroy the earth. Now, they're spraying all that stuff all over the place. You got all different type infections going around all of a sudden. And they're putting it in the air. They're putting it in the air. So stay prayed up, Jake. Be careful out there. I'll see you again real soon. Call Halal, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.